it's not going to be boring. I feel like every Heroic game is interesting to watch. And Big, I mean, they are a well-prepped team. They usually have a lot of strategy. Like, it's not going to be a boring game, but it might be one-sided.
Yeah, well, this will be a beautiful display of Counter-Strike either way with Heroic on the serve. It's going to be Cadian challenging for the initial kill here. You'd think Crimbo would pick that one up on the rebuttal, but does minimal damage towards Cadian. He'll fall back. So a little bit of an exchange, but here comes the territory control. tabseN will be pushing in towards long. He's got 4 teammates operating in middle. And it looks like with the one smoke and flashbang, this could just be a simple A finish here.
Yeah, especially if you get close enough. Why do you need anything else? Like one good flashbang to get you a little bit closer with the Glock, and then maybe you've got that smoke to set it up towards the bank or towards the stairs. It looks like it's going to be the stairs side there. Cadian, he's just set up for the USP. He needs an angle, but it's going to be tabseN at range. The perfect distance for that P250.
Well, that is a massive problem now. 5 on 4, you can see the CT's completely removed from the bomb side. They've completely committed.
They're going to try and blow up the plant. Oh, it might actually work. There's one. There's the second.
Oh, no.
But the bomb is planted.
It was a very good idea. They do bring it back to a 4 on 4 here. Key frag coming in towards the bank area. Mansu challenged for the first time, rising to the occasion, gets a triple kill on his first round on land here, and that's going to be enough. Excellent work there. Mansu, big sigh of relief. That's a great showing as Big executing towards a triple kill. Get yourself a nice AK going forward. That is lovely. So round 2 coming in. Heroic with the force buy on the second. We're going to see Deagles and 5.7s. A scout available as well in the hands of Cadian. He's towards the bathrooms right now. And we'll see him take his first shot. Retreat. More defensive line here. Actually lands a tag towards Mansu as well. So he'll probably have to switch over to the MAC-10. Smoke goes down as Crimbo explores his options towards short. Just trying to find that opening pick if they'll give it to him.
I'm sure Heroic are feeling very confident, but you know, start of the season, they did have, or last go-around, they did have that incredible loss to EG.
Incredible loss, yeah. What a time that was. That almost broke the internet.
That did break, yeah, for a couple of days. That was a conversation.
That was a good time.
So I'm sure they're looking to not repeat anything like that, like you said, number 1 versus number 50 or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, you know, they probably just want to... I'm sure it's going to be a long time before they really start to feel any kind of pressure. And I mean, they are a really terrific team on Overpass too, so wouldn't be too worried at all, but curious how this will play out. The scout's already tagged up Mantu a little bit, so sure if they can get another scout tag in. Oh
no!
My God.
He did. It's on Mantu again through the smoke directly to the skull as well. 5 on 4 Heroic whittling down the clock, Anders. 40 seconds remaining, and it's a good smoke as well. Stavn can reposition.
Ridiculous timing on that shot, and reposition all the way into the smoke. They will just to hope to catch someone. Deagle up close. It could definitely work. The MAC-10's now going for a wide swing, and they're being really mobile behind this. Only 18 seconds on the clock. Good headshot. And Stavn just doesn't even want to fight the second one. He's just there to buy time, which makes so much sense. tabseN and Crimbo trying to fight their way back, but there's only 10 seconds left here. They need to get the bomb plant. They don't have time to hunt for kills right now. Bombs only picked up now. tabseN's getting one more. They're out of time. Crimbo had to get straight on that. I thought he would. I thought he was planting right away. I don't know why he came off.
Amazing round, though. A little bit of makes things very uncomfortable. They can't plant the bomb, and Heroic answer back with a force buy victory here. Round 3, Big will have to dish out equal treatment with the couple of AKs they've got, a scout as well, and a couple of pistols. It's going to be tabseN looking for first contact towards middle. Mansu will join him, who has got the scout in hand. Crimbo working towards B, and he's actually going for the contact play here with the AK-47.
I respect this. I think this is nice. You try and get the pressure in early. It's a good idea, but Yami's just a little bit too quick on the other side with the MP9, and he's able to take him down. Unfortunate, losing the AK as well. Not exactly what you want to see, but I like the idea of trying to apply pressure to that position, because it can make the CT side really paranoid if they start losing that B-bomb side early. We actually saw that yesterday, I believe, when we were watching Overpass. Like, once you start to give up that B defense, you have to just commit so many more players to it.
It's a good point. Yeah, I don't mind that either. Crimbo with the AK-47. It's unlikely the CTs are fully equipped. They might have an MP9 like they did, or a FAMAS on the other side. It's unfortunate they don't get the kill, but the round's not over. 5 on 4 against them. TeSeS up next to defend long, and he's in a pretty committed position. He's out in the open here, so we'll do well to get more than one. You can see him just avoiding the spot there of the scout, and there's the first frag, and indeed will go down with just one, but spots a couple more, allowing Cadian to reposition. Looking like he'll be more than ready to fend off this assault towards long.
Yeah, a little bit more time on the clock here, but not an infinite amount either. With 30 seconds, and Bomb is making its way up real close now on the restroom side of things. Flash, good turnaround from Cadian, but it doesn't really matter. What a headshot coming through from Mantu. He's doing so much work early on in this map. 5 kills to his name. Good headshot mid-air from Yabi. Just picks him out of the sky.
That was the bomb.
Is no more. That is the bomb. And we're again down almost to 10 seconds here, and they're running out of time. Just Mantu left to try and save the day. 8 seconds. He's faking the plant inside. He's running out of time and running out of health as well. Sjuush will take him down.
I'm not really sure what the plan with the bomb was there. You could have planted Dice Box, but instead jumped out with the bomb on your back, and it will have to be the full eco going forward. Big down 2-1. More than likely going to be 3, as they will be operating with just Glocks and a single Deagle here. Making their way towards middle, and here's Cadian looking to pad the stats. He knows what he's up against here.
It's a fairly respectable round, that last one, though. I mean, Big, at least they can walk away from that round thinking, you know what, we did a lot of damage, and, you know, 1 or 2 things went differently, we would have probably won that round. So at least they can build something behind it, a little bit of momentum, perhaps. But yeah, Cadian looked like he wanted to find some lonely Glock players with no armor.
Nothing quite like it.
It always, I feel like in your mind it always works out better, but then when you actually get there, it's like, you know, you get the 1 kill and then you get
that's the worst feeling when you like. I think getting 1 and then dying is worse than getting 0. Like if you just get 1, you spray the whole clip and 1 goes down. It's not a good place to be. But back towards B we go, and they're just kind of whittling down the grenade. You know, every dollar counts. If you can bait out the incendiaries, the HEs, it all adds up. So you might as well use this as a mini timeout, as it were.
True.
And we'll see them just discussing their options there, seeing if any overextended CTs will be waiting, and there is one. TeSeS, though, perfect weapon for the job, and he'll be farming some cash here with the MP9. $1,200 in the bag, and at this point, they'll just be happy to getting a single kill, if possible, but they've barely done any damage towards TeSeS. His teammates are swarming in now. The Desert Eagle does not land, and Heroic are looking very good going forward now. A clean sweep in round number 4, taking them up to 3-1. And I guess with the MP9 here in hand, a couple of AKs as well, they're in a very, very strong position, Anders.
Yes, they are. And that kind of round where you don't lose anybody sort of makes up for the previous one where you had a little bit of trouble running into Mantu. So you're going to be quite happy to maybe make a little bit of that money back, especially with the MP9, obviously. 3-1 scoreline, and Big are back with mostly AKs. Do see a little Galil in there on Sin. Another one of those newer generation German players that you know, look promising, even though we didn't know too much about him. But he's quickly made a little bit of a name for himself. Ooh, good nade on Tabson. That is so worth it. Trying to get the jump spot information on the other side. Double setup in connector. That leaves the whole long area wide open. How does that make you feel, Henry?
I think it's absolutely fine. They've got the MP9 in hand here. It's a bit of a bonus round, for lack of a better word. So they're trying to find an early advantage, take a bit of a risk here. Long is open, but it's quite unlikely a team will just walk up long. Sure, it does happen, but that's the risk you're taking right now. And they've got no contact towards connector until now. Cadian will be striking first. The spray is not ideal, but he does get it done. Flashbang courtesy of Stan will buy him plenty of time. Process pulls one back. Back to the 4-on-4, and time has been the issue for Big here. They need to be very careful. As TeSeS coming in for the backstab, perfectly timed, might be on for the double, but shows some restraint, falls back.
Yeah, just the fact that they even know someone else is there.
Exactly.
It's just the information is worth so much more.
And they're super uncomfortable now. Knowing he's in connector with the MP9, it's going to be super difficult to actually remove him from that post.
Yeah, you could tell. And Big have already run into that time wall earlier in the game, so
a couple of times.
30 seconds and you're stuck here. You have to have somebody always spotting behind, otherwise TeSeS could just sneak up behind him. And he's even picked up an M4 now instead. Ditched the MP9. 20 seconds, and again they're running the crowd. They don't have anywhere to go.
They've been owned by TeSeS and connector. There's nothing they can do. They just have to walk in towards it. Now the round is still possible, but it would require a double kill upon entry here. You got players like Yabi waiting with the AK-47 in hand, on for the double kill. It won't matter. It's another perfectly timed backstab from TeSeS, and that kill means nothing. Unfortunately, dropping after time. Mantu gets no extra cash, and it goes to 4-1 here. Heroic are absolutely destroying them with the rotations and timings.
Curious, once they got Cadian in the connect.
Walk in, he couldn't save, and you knew that round was just really not going to be going in their favor. Cadian looking to strike first once again with the AWP. A couple of shots rattled off, but nothing connecting just yet, but does get confirmation they're down to pistols. Don't need to overcommit to this one. And they'll be falling right back here, enabling the crossfires in the A side, actually rotating TeSeS back towards B, knowing they're on pistols, and allowing Cadian to jump spot from APC.
By the way, in the previous round, the first kill that Cadian gets, he's actually flash assisted in by a teammate in the B bomb side. Like, it's become more and more of a popular thing for that peak. It's really sick. It's a nice little strategy if you're playing yourself in matchmaking.
It was because, like I said, it wasn't the perfect spray, but courtesy of the flashbang, it bought him an extra second just to make up for it and adjust.
Yeah, it's really, really cool to see that kind of thing. So, small little differences here, but it's a 4-1 lead. Heroic. Again, we said it's possible that this could be a one-sided game. Certainly shaping up that way at the moment. The Big will need to convince us. They'll need to come up with something here to make us really believe that something could change the outcome.
These are the sort of rounds that are possible if you can catch Cadian out, which is looking likely here. He's being outpositioned. Players all around him with the pistols. They've found some sort of timing here, but TeSeS in another strong position and a great smoke as well. He will mow them down. They've got no armor if they decide to go through. 30 seconds once again. If they can get a bomb down, Anders, that would be great. That's about the top end of this round, I would say, given this current circumstance.
Yeah, a bit rough for Mantu. He's down to 13 health, so with the bomb on his back, I mean, probably have to get somebody else to plant it. Those Stounders making sure they're not even going to get close at the moment. tabseN, I agree, looked like he had the timing against Cadian out long.
Yeah.
He definitely snuck up there and nobody really noticed, but didn't feel like he had the timing, perhaps. I'm not sure, but no bomb plant and even more money being made on the Heroic.
As we get into round number 7 here, AKs across the board. Mansu, no sniper just yet. And we'll see 3 of them heading towards upper middle. Prosot working towards that connector position. And Crimbo will just be patrolling the B area, making sure there's no inquisitive CTs pushing off towards Monster and Shaw, but holding a very passive position for now, while his teammates just try and garner some control towards middle. Ideally, the connector and bathrooms would be great, but they've got to get past Cadian. He's ready and waiting.
Surely if you're any team really playing Heroic and they're on the CT side, it's got to be a conversation before the game. You say, just remember, they could be very active. Like, they don't just wait around. They're usually always doing something.
Look at Yabi's position right now. He's fully pushed offshore, and they're not showing any presence there whatsoever. So now they can justify having 3 players on the A bomb site. This is full control. They can spot towards T-spawn with Yabi's position, and of course watching connector as well. 3 players on A now. And you can have the strongest possible setup.
Even then, they're still even moving forward. They're even more aggressive. It's very hard to play against a CT side that's that active and just moving around for information.
This is a beautiful setup. They don't know how much trouble they're in right now on the big side. It's going to take something ungodly to get them out of this one.
Yeah, probably need a straight, clean headshot to take down Cadian to begin with. Already made a bit of noise, so I'm sure TeSeS is calling that in, telling Cadian, you know what, there's at least 1 or 2 people on the other side.
They've lost so much information on the map as well. They've got to move faster than this.
Even without the AWP out, he had a grenade in hand. It doesn't even matter. There's the backup, the insurance policy of TeSeS right there at the corner, and now they're just dumping grenades into it. And again, Henry, we're down to 20 seconds. Where's the bomb plant going to be coming from at this rate?
Here we go. There it is. They needed someone to step up here. It comes down to the scrappy Jules up close. Like we said, Heroic had the perfect setup, but Big have managed to get the bomb down here. This is the kill that will decide the round, really. Crimbo poised to find Yabi towards that connector. Should be taking this one, no problem. And there it is. Shush. Last player remaining. So, as I mentioned, Heroic couldn't have had a better setup there. It was down to 15 seconds. They had 3 players on the site. It just comes down to landing a few more shots. And Big, as scrappy as they were, they managed to get 3 headshots in the space of about 3 seconds and get that bomb down finally.
Yeah, this is such a deceiving round because if you look at it at the end, it's like, 4 people alive on Big. But the truth is, they had the bomb plant down at about 8 seconds. Yeah. If any one of those Heroic players stays alive for another 2 or 3 seconds, the round probably is lost instead. So, like, it looks convincing. I'm not so sure that it really was. Heroic probably should have won this round. But you know what? We'll take it. We need Big to come up with something really massive here on the first half, and this is at least a step in the right direction.
Yeah, it's round 8 coming in. The money not amazing, you know. There is a buy for sure. We've got Shush with the saved AK-47. They're just going to be discussing their options, whether they want the AWP, I suppose.
Kind of makes you wonder if that's also why they take the timeout, because it's such a great, it's such a perfect setup. So the fact that they don't win it, you might want to just say, like, okay, let's just get everyone cool back down again. Like, there's no reason to be losing a round that's that tailor-made for you.
Yeah, it just came down to the Angels, I suppose. It does happen. You can have the best strategies in the world, but if you can't click on the head, they mean absolutely nothing, Anders.
All for naught. Yeah, it's true. Okay, well, it's good to see. Process on the scoreboard as well. 1-7 Sins there, 1-6. They've got a couple of players that are falling a little bit behind on the scoreboard, but at least they're doing something.
Here we go.
Mantu wielding the AWP will take down TeSeS early on. That's the kind of fight you love to win at the start. It makes this T side so much more playable now in a 4-on-5.
Yeah, that's massive. So early on in the round as well. You know a CT reaction will have to come through eventually. It looks like maybe towards Monster Tunnel. Shush will be posturing fire that position. Why Yabi? And it's going to be the first kill in his favor. Good for one. Baited in Yabi here, and he does get the blind kill coming through. Can he find another? Surely not. And he makes it happen. This is another difficult round for Heroic, but they're making it work. 3 versus 2, and gaining some amazing positional control here towards T-Spawn as well. I think he's done enough.
The flashes looked so good against him, and he had to actually surf up against the side of the wall for that second kill. Yeah, the bomb is dropped down there, and they've got no idea. Oh, he's going to knife him. That's a dirty way to get this battle started. Yabi with an absolutely amazing round.
Wow.
M4 into knife, into AWP, and a quad kill for Yabi.
Super sick from Yabi there. I thought he was done after the first kill. Manages to get 4 in total, including a knife on Mansu as well. The mind games have begun. That's going to be a frustrating one after winning a pretty difficult round before that. They lost 5 in a row.
Even if you try and test a lot, like where the time horizon is shrinking pretty heavily right now, like there's not that much time. You can't really test everything. So if you discover something and you just think, all right, I'm just going to keep
True. Okay, I
like,
see what you're saying. Like not so much strats, but like a gimmick.
Tricks, yeah, saving tricks. Like that could really happen here where someone's found something really absurd that no one knows anything about, you know, so...
Well, that was the CS2 podcast, episode 1.
Yes.
Technical break is now concluded. Ladies and gentlemen, we're back into the action. This is the first map between Big and Heroic, opening game of Group B. Currently, the Danes, the #1 team in the world, leading 6-2. As Big have had a couple of impressive moments, but ultimately being outclassed here. We'll see what they can do as the half concludes.
Haven't spent enough time in nature themselves, apparently.
Apparently not. Need to get out there.
Here's the difference. Tweet at us if you spend time in nature.
And does it help?
Yeah, does it help? You become better at Counter-Strike. Look at the aggressive push. We introduced this concept a couple of rounds ago, saying there's something Heroic like to do. They're a really active CT side team.
Look at them.
They've pushed all the way out.
They've got full control once again. So once more, just to explain this, it means that they can't come from Monster. They can't come from Short. The only way they can actually really frag you is coming from Connector. So this is brutal now. Going through T-Spawn now. So they know they've lost a lot of territory here. So there is a remedy, but it's difficult to get Shush out of these sort of positions here. They are going to be heading back through T-Spawn, slowly but surely, showing a little bit of presence towards A. Cadian will spot 1. That's with the MAC-10 on the hands of Sin. 45 seconds here, and that's the problem as well. They've had to waste so much time just clearing out every single corner, and they've sacrificed so much of the map here.
The time's been a real issue for Big in this game in a couple of different ways. We're down to 35 seconds. It's not the end of the world. It's not, you're not in panic mode yet, but...
It's just not ideal, that's all.
You can't change your mind now, right? Like, once you do this B execute, you can't really run back to A with 25 seconds. So it's an all-in at this point here, and it might work out. You could see Heroic shuffling around the pillar, trying to relocate their positions a little bit. Cadian with a good kill there, but has gone down. Down with the spray, and we're at 14 seconds, and the bomb's on the ground. There's nothing left here. Tessa's shooting Mantu at the back of the end. That is 7-2 lead now for Heroic.
They only get 1 kill there as well. It's quite a disappointing finish. Like you said, there's actually, for now, Anders, we do have a partial buy. Tech-9s, Deagles, P250s, full array of pistols there, and a Crimbo AK-47. In terms of loss bonus, they have maximum, so $3,400 on top of what they have right now. So a nice full buy coming forward, and they can still win these rounds. Not impossible, but unlikely considering what we've seen so far. But more than willing to be proven wrong here. But look, once again, it's Yabi pushing off towards Shore, uncontested. There's no pressure at all to even dissuade him from considering this push.
It gives them so much to work with, again, and as long as they're not getting punished for it, why would they stop? Again, it just makes the positional play on Heroic side so much easier to figure out what's going on. Again, you could see they're allowed to have 3 people at the A bomb side, which is... There are times where the CT side will have 1 on A and 4 on B just because there's so much pressure on the B bomb side on this map, but because of this aggressive moves, they just know everything. They don't really feel the pressure at all.
So they might be able to catch Yabi here. They've actually got past on an awkward timing, but he's more than away. He's not spotting for the Shore cross here, but there's a flashbang, and there it is. Perfect. Aware of the possibility here. That's much better. And now they can actually strike towards B. They can't really rest on their laurels. They need to go in now.
They do. Good flash again to just get him off the first corner. Boosted on top, but everyone's kind of shown up. There's potentially a very late flank that could be coming through for Tessus, but otherwise, it's this 3-man defense. 18 seconds once again, and Big, they've called for a bit of a freeze. I think they're hoping for more aggression coming out. They want more and more kill, and they're going to get it on Shush. Cadian tagged as well, and he's going to go down to the pistol. 8 seconds left. What a shot from Process. That's going to be a Deagle to take down Stown and leaves Tessus at a 1 versus 3 here. Never even tried to go for the flank, just wanted to show up at the sniper spot, but might be too little too late.
3-on-1, no grenades. Tessus does have the kit, however. Up towards Heaven, hoping someone will give him some sort of access into the round. There it is. Needs to double kill quickly, then the defuse. And there's still one player towards short to consider, so you don't think he'll be winning this one. They've played it very well, considering this was a half by Anders. Again, losing complete control of the map.
In the corners, it's a 3-man setup. If you just swing wide, you're probably going to lose that attack. So,
speaking of swing Anders, this is a swing round.
Oh, yes.
If Big can pick this one up, they are right back into this one, but it's not a great start. In-game leader removed early. Courtesy of Tessus there with a silenced M4.
He's running wild. He's got 14 kills.
They're pushing short again, I believe. Yeah, they're going to be looking for full control once more. Crimbo waiting in the smoke towards Monster. So he could thread the needle and maybe sabotage their efforts, but towards Long, Sin and Mansu. No bomb. Stand in spawn for now as they look to find a pick at least, working in tandem on either side of the map.
Bomb is real far away, and as long as Cadian is occupying the center of the map, not a danger yet, but it could be like you pick up the bomb and you try and go to either A or B with it, and maybe you get caught in transition.
That is working in pairs right now. See who can find a pick.
Yeah.
If you find one on either side of the map, run back and get the bomb. But a minute and a half now, so what's the final play? They've got Sin towards Long. Mantu's falling back. And we've got Crimbo probing the B bomb site. Hell of a player, Crimbo.
Yes.
You can find these picks. Nice grenade.
Okay, he's found them some good entries already. A little bit of a peek. Oh, the timing! It couldn't have been worse. Process, if he had a gun out there, he probably wins that fight, but that is devastating.
Yeah, death by 1,000 paper cuts there. The MP9 to the shins. Just hate. Oh, can't move. Yeah, that's not a good feeling, but this is looking like a very clean round here for Heroic. 5-on-2. Sin and Mansu. Not really much they can do, as we previously described. The bomb was down in T-spawn. That's recovered, but no time to plant it. Sin holding towards the bathrooms as Tessus inquires about his position. Might be able to take him down after time here. It's a common spot. Could check this. He starts creeping up now, but looks like he'll relinquish control. And
They don't have that much money either, Heroic. I guess that's probably part of, if you're wondering at home, why are they not hunting more? They had like $400 in the bank on a couple of players, so maybe they're just thinking, you know, the rifles are not really worth it. Like, let's not go for it.
Yeah, fighting back into these rounds and hitting some shots, but overall it's been very labored for them to get close to a round victory. If
Big have a good read on what the early setup is for Heroic here, actually a fast play towards Long could actually make sense, right? Because they're going to be circumventing the restroom side, and they might be able to get all the way to the A bomb side almost unnoticed. But it's hard to know if they have the obviously we have the minimap, so it's a little bit easier for us to tell. But there might be a couple of rounds here where they could have done it.
Be execution off the bat, I think.
Yeah,
just gonna go for it.
Did make a little bit of noise jumping down. Doesn't have to be the end of the world, but you got to be careful if someone's listening there. They could maybe tell that at least one player's out there. But now they definitely know. Here we go. Molotov. Ooh, okay. Maybe thought that was going to go behind the pillar, but it doesn't even matter. Good shot for Sin, but Shush is swinging into it again. Double kill for him. And still a 3 versus 3. That's a lot of time on the clock here. First time, though, we've seen Big plus a minute as the bomb is going to be going down. This is looking more impressive. And Crimbo, good for a kill.
Well, there it is. That's one way to push back the short assault. Just go for the B execution at the start, and it actually works out quite nicely. Still a chance for Cadian and Tessus here on the retake, but looking unlikely, I have to say. The money was at an interesting spot before. Going to see if there's any options for them, but Tabson confirms around there. B execution, start of the round, job done. And it will be Tabson, 2 big kills there, and of course, Crimbo finding that vital kill in towards the water position.
There's nothing you can complain about here. Just good stuff all around. I think the first Molotov did fail.
I didn't know what to say. Like, I saw it bounce and actually go towards short and block the teammates, right? That can't be by design. I think it must have been a pillar molly, as you said. But it was like the worst place it could have possibly...
Yeah, at least makes it competitive, means there's something to build on into the second half. So they're not quite there yet, obviously, but 8-4. It's not looking too bad. It's I think, respectable at the moment. Another couple of rounds would really be interesting for Big if they can pick it up and get to 5 or 6. I feel like that's where sort of the sparks could start to fly. As you pointed out, they did pick the map. This is their map pick. So I don't know if they have any easy maps to play against Heroic, because they're such a well-rounded team, but I'm sure Heroic are quite happy to see this one as well. And they have the money. Even in spite of the fact that they were a little bit low, it's still FAMAS and maybe lacking some utility on the CT side, but it's still a pretty good buy.
Well, let's see what they can make of it. Might have to rely on Cadian a little bit more here with the big green. And I think there's a boost going on. Not for long. Crimbo takes care of that. What a shot. makes himself known towards short. This has been a massive problem for Big each and every round, but another 5-on-4 going in their favor here. Removing the sniper of Cadian. Sjuush will recover it. And tabseN will try and take some more territory on the map here, making a little bit of noise towards long. Not sure if Stavn heard him, but they've got a double setup here towards the bathrooms. tabseN needs to wait for his teammates, make sure there's some trade potential, at least a flashbang coming through.
Yeah, and it's sick with one of them playing the anti-flash position here. Just makes it very tricky. Stavn's going to be able to return the kill at the very least. Getting some backup from Yabi, but it's a second early, and Stavn is going to get traded.
Yeah.
And this is absolutely worth it for Big.
Yeah, very nice round there. Good fundamentals, nice spacing. They waited to have that trade potential, and it delivers on every single encounter there. They got a 3 versus 1 after getting the initial kill. Means they maintained that advantage each and every duel. So just Sjuush remaining. Unfortunately, we'll be on the wrong side of the map to do anything about this round. They're heading back towards B to finish things up, get that bomb planted, but not going to be taking any risks. You can see them checking every single corner en route. They've got plenty of time as 30 seconds hits the clock. Sjuush will just be looking to save the sniper here. So, lovely shot from Crimbo to open things up, Anders. Detecting that boost on the other side. It looked like Cadian had all the advantages in the world to hit the shot, but didn't spot him.
Yeah, I wonder if he was scoped up enough that he actually couldn't
that's what
see
it
him
looked like,
exiting.
because he didn't seem to react. It seemed like there was a good second, and by Cadian standards, you think, okay, he's going to flick and hit the shot. I don't know if we can see it from Crimbo's POV, or maybe even Cadian's, just to see what went down.
Yeah, because otherwise, I'm sure he at least would have tried to get the flick in there, but maybe didn't. Unfortunate start, but I mean, for Big, this is great news. 5 rounds, a little bit of a slow beginning to the first half of Overpass, but they're starting to make up for it now. And that's what we want to see. We want to see some competitive Counter-Strike.
This is nothing to be sneezed at. This is Big. A new look Big as well. Speaking a new language up against the world's #1 team, Anders. That's pretty good showing, all things considered. And, they were almost playing themselves in the earlier stages as well. Losing all that control, and they've actually found a decent answer for it. Those B executions are now...
So shocked. Because your brain's just telling you, it's good, I'm hot. There's no way someone could, suddenly you're just dead. Doesn't feel great, does it?
Doesn't feel great at all, especially when it's caught on camera in 4K.
Mantu is up at 10 kills right now. I mean, again, debuting into the team, like you mentioned, hasn't really played competitively for about a year. So this is looking impressive. How much time would it take to teach him German, Maybe that's the workaround.
I guess at least a year. I would speculate, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. I think English and German is
basically the same, isn't it?
Kind of.
Basically the same.
I feel like it could be done, That's got to be the next strategy for Big. If they can't find German talent, just bring him in and teach him German.
I think they tried that with Xantares and it didn't really work out.
Didn't really work. That's true. That is a good point. Well, Mantu's going to lose the fight against Cadian early on. Pretty straight up battle of the AWPs. Didn't really work out for them. 40 seconds and we're back to this A execute, which has really failed them in the past. They haven't really been able to do this.
Well, they're up against the pistols this time. Cadian does have the AWP and one pick has been found. Looking for the second, doesn't quite connect this time. The USP would have to do something unbelievable at this stage, and Stavn will find the first headshot with the Deagle. He's been set up for a couple more here as well. Yabi chiming in. This is looking like a round Heroic could steal away. 4 versus 2. Crimbo still alive and kicking. 14 seconds, though the clock is running incredibly thin. It looks like they're done for. They can maybe find a couple of kills at this point, but there'll be no bomb plan as they try and retreat, scrambling away. Sin will hold on to the AK for now. They might as well throw the remaining pistols in here, see if they can recover yet another AK, but what a brilliant round. Heroic will give up 2 players towards the end, but they maintain control of the AWP, and they pick up the round. Big stuff there, and that's another unfortunate situation where Big have given up a round due to the clock.
That's horrifying, but also, here's something to really contrast with some of the AWPers that we saw yesterday. We're talking about hat trick on NIP. Look at how aggressive Cadian is being. He's got the only weapon that can maybe sort of start the round for them, and even after the first kill, he's pushing into restrooms. He's trying to make that AWP as big as possible, just to put some pressure on the other side. I think that's the sort of AWPing I really love to see, and I think it's better than waiting around all the way at the back of the bank or something like that. He's really active with it. Surely Big did not enjoy that. 15th round and opening kill again for Cadian, taking out tabseN at the start of the round.
Yeah, he's feeling it now, isn't he? Opening pick, falling back to the defensive line as well. And they've still got players in key positions here. TeSeS with a beautiful shot there towards Connector. Might have guaranteed the round right there and then, but we'll see if he wants to go forward. Spots another towards the Connector position. This seems to be so aware. Lovely damage. Needs to get out of there now if possible. Good smoke as well. Perfectly played so far.
Oh! It was perfectly played, and somehow Sin still able to beat him. That's a great return. Good hunt coming in. Still a 4 versus 3. And it flashed in, just absolutely perfect. That wasn't even a... Yeah, well, Cadian got the assist on the second one, but Sin wasn't even really flashed. He was just looking the wrong way. Double kill for Stavn. Crimbo's on his own, and out hunting. Gonna get that one, but 40 seconds for the 1 versus 4. Didn't really see...
I don't know. It's Crimbo. Anders, you never know. He's that sort of guy. If he can just find that 1 kill, bring it to a 1v2, he can do something with this. We'll see.
He's got the right idea. Flashed on over, but time's working against him. He's going to get shot in the back. That if they would have gone their way, this would have been such a different affair, because they really warmed up towards the end of it, but they struggled to figure out the dynamic at the beginning. They tried to attack that A-bomb side a lot, and it didn't work out. B seemed to be more efficient. They had some pretty good executes down there. So 10-5 is not that bad. It's recoverable.
Absolutely.
It's their map pick, and they probably do need to win this. Otherwise, I expect it's going to be a 2-0. Heroic are looking like a very, very fresh team. One of the few teams to make no roster changes, because they just look so good.
Yeah, it's absolutely true. Did well to hold on to all 5 players as well. Like, no transfers away from them, you know what I mean? But for now, Heroic outside the B-bomb side. All 5 players here. They've got a couple of bits of key utility. Molotovs and flashes being deployed right now as Yabi leads the charge in towards his BA site. There's going to be 2 players waiting towards shore, but they've broken through. Great smoke down, but a better shot as Mantu opens things up.
Yeah, how did he even get the headshot? Was it Jabby jumping on top, or did you just see him at the edge of the smoke? I guess he probably did, but nicely done. Bombs now on the sights, and they're going to realize Crimbo's here with the dualies on the one side, but Heroic, very tough positions to fight back from. Stavn, a little bit early, but he still picks up the kill somehow. I thought that was going to be a huge failure there. Crosses in the corner, just trying to see if he can stay alive. Mantu doing a bit of work on the other side. tabseN's joining in, and it's all on TeSeS. He's completely surrounded. Well played on Big. They slowed that all the way down and just won the fights.
Yeah, a bit of a retake setup towards the end, not by design, but by necessity. And round number 2 here. AK in the hands of TeSeS, and Deagles otherwise, so not going to be fully committing here. Just got that Hero AK, seeing if they can maybe get the bomb planted here, get a few kills. That would be ideal as they Molotov off towards short. Yeah, I see a couple of players towards connector potentially, but not going down the ladder just yet.
Yeah, they're having a bit of a meeting up here. You know, surely at some point they decide to maybe send in a Glock and then have TeSeS follow it up. You know, just, yeah, clearing it out. Not sure what that was about, but they have the time to play around with. And I'm sure Big are probably aware that there is a possibility that there's a weapon out, or at least 1 or 2 weapons in this round.
Yeah, you'd at least be cautious considering they got the bomb planted, but we'll see what they can make of it here. Towards middle. Just going to be sitting in the cannon fodder first.
I think they're trying to make noise intentionally for somebody to look. Stepping and jumping all over the place, but no one's really taking the bait just yet. Mantu's on the other side, and tabseN as well. That's all the way deep on long. He takes down Cadian, and now they're running up close here. The AK is going to be good for the 1, but what a lineup for tabseN to find, and he will close out the round. It's a beautiful quad kill for him.
Gets the job done. But one concession for sure after buying the previous Hero AK. They'll make their way towards connector. Yabi working towards short. In terms of CT aggression, utility deployed towards the short pipe, and we've got tabseN pushing playground as well, trying to get fountain control.
Yeah, 1:30 still, so plenty of time for Heroic to find something. And I like the little bit of a luxury sometimes of having a Tec-9 on somebody like Sjuush who could be sent in to check things out. Like, it feels like it's a little bit free to jump someone around the corner like that. So already taking over connector, and the bomb is pretty far back, leaning a little bit towards the B side, so wouldn't be too surprising if that's where they end up. Almost no utility to go for this B execute. A couple of flashes to even get you through the tunnel here. That's risky. That's real risky.
4 players on the CT side, ready and waiting towards B. Aggression from Sin. He's got that MP9, just trying to make them uncomfortable. Ruffle some feathers here. We've got TeSeS on the big backstab, but it's going to be Yabi to open things up here. Contact play with the AK. Takes down the first defending player, but 3 more to deal with here.
Crosses was like, he wasn't even doing anything. He was walking with his back towards the tunnel. I have no idea what's going on. This is a bit of a chaotic round right now, and it's in favor of Heroic in a big way. Stavn is the last one of the bomb side. A little bit of backup trying to get there. And Mantu going to try and do something. It's going to be Stavn going down, but it doesn't matter. Heroic will end up winning the fight. I would love to see the replay of Process going down. I just have no idea what was happening.
4 players there, ready and...
It makes sense to have 3 or more people dead. It's just, you're having 1 or 2 maybe, But once you put in a third player, everyone is so bunched up against each other. Like, you're just standing on top of each other. You can't really move easily.
It's a good point, and this is looking good for Heroic, but maybe a double kill here with the 5-7. He pulls it off, brings it into a possibility in terms of the round, but quickly dealt with a 3-on-2 in favor of Heroic. Still expensive, nonetheless, and we'll see them try and retake with a USP and a P250. Bomb down. A little bit exciting there from Process, but overall should be well handled here from the Danes.
Yeah, they're going to go hunt him down. Don't really need to, but classic Heroic style, you know, once they're feeling confident, they really start to flex on their opponents a little bit more.
Yep. Just trying to cut off this access point towards short. Smoke will be deployed. Mantu does have the AWP, but just joining us, he's currently sat on 14 kills, just beneath Tabson with 15. First showing in a big jersey. Hasn't played a LAN game in over a year.
Yeah, I guess actually maybe if we pull back just a little bit and think about the context here, that's probably great news, right? Like, Mantu is doing something in the game early on, and they are playing the best team in the world.
Yep.
Absence here is
Totally.
like, there's stuff to look at here in a grander context where you think maybe this isn't necessarily such a bad look for Big at the moment. It's just a very, very tough start to it. A little bit like we talked about with EG and Vitality yesterday. It's like, well, what are you supposed to do? You know, it's a bit tough.
It's totally fair. Like, sure, EG got blown out the water, but again, like, not many teams can topple Vitality right now, especially one that's just rebuilt and going through their own situation. But for now, here's Yappy helping himself towards a B bomb site. Sin will strike first on his teammate Shush and remains controlled towards Shaw, and there's Crimbo as well. So they've actually done a very good job of thwarting this B attack right now. Down, good position. At least makes the round possible once again as the bomb does go down.
Interesting to be planning with one.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. They was trying to boost over. It makes sense, but they weren't ready for Tess's. That was what I was about to say. There's only one person on the bomb side planting. Everyone else on the T side is somewhere else. And I don't think Big were ready at all. They probably thought that it was... Well, they knew that one of them was outside of the B bomb site, but they must have thought the other two were on the bomb site helping each other plant, and it was never the case.
Tesses has been such a nuisance for them. He's either flanking up long, coming through the connector, and they never seem to have track of him. A brutal backstab coming in from the connector there. Double kill on the boosting players, and that looked like a round for Big. It looked like it was comfortable, and it all falls apart in a blink of an eye. 13 rounds on the board. 2 players survived. Money in the
2013-14. It wasn't evident that there was going to be like a secondary career for players that had already, you know, reached the heights of the pro level, but definitely now you could see in the coaching space that that's a viable option, viable way to go.
Exists one of the coaches no one really mentions too often as well.
Yeah.
I guess because he like is quite reserved, doesn't really do many interviews. We don't really know his contributions and what he gets up to. He just gets the job done, and everyone seems happy. So
he's from that like really northern part of Sweden where they don't talk to each other.
Okay,
so
fair enough.
Keeping it cool like that. It's got its own charm, I feel like, you know. I appreciate it.
Well, the success speaks for itself.
Yeah.
So he's obviously doing a very good job. But Anders, this is going to be the eco, just to know that. So they didn't invest after the pause. They've got the Orpa Mantu and an M4 of Crimbo, 2 of your strongest players there with the weaponry, so there's still a chance they can make this one work. They've got flashbangs to try and set them up as well. There's the first deployed. Doesn't catch anyone as we start to dissect middle here.
I mean, they made it work themselves, Heroic, with Cadian on the AWP and a bunch of pistols in the A bomb site, so it's been proven it could be done. Jump, spot, trying to see if they could find anything that was Tabson, but they're going to keep on walking closer and no problems there. The M4 is within range, but it's also alone. They need some more backup here. Otherwise, I think Crimbo is probably going to get traded. Doubt that they're going to go at him one at a time here. Oh, a little bit of a stop in front, and nice attempt from Crimbo, but it's only the 1 kill, and now the AWP just has to stay far away. And I think it already was. Never going to get close to that bomb site. Good shots coming out from Heroic once again.
I thought there was a chance there. With that initial kill coming from Crimbo, maybe a double was available to him. And Mantu now playing for survival. Can he hold on to the AWP as Heroic will be confirming their 14th round here? Nice teamwork towards middle. Basic execution. Got the job done. Traded out those kills. Only really gave 1 away. And Mantu with a couple as he holds on to the AWP with the Hunters on. They've got plenty of money. Not sure if they want to throw another player at this, but he's heading towards T-spawn right now, making it more and more difficult to catch him. Seem incredibly squishy. You can't go for those aggressive plays. You'll be playing more turret-style AWP.
14 rounds. Heroic, they are well on their way at the moment, and they haven't found the formula yet on the second half. It took them a while in the first half as well to kind of discover what the setup was like and just deal with Heroic and their aggressive CT style. in the second half here. Not really there yet. Good spam, though. I think a grenade on top as well, but it's still going to be the opening kill. That's Jabbi taking down Sin to begin with, and they nearly catch Tabs, and he's so lucky to be alive. Yeah, they're hunting for him. They know he can't escape easily, and there's even a second player here that might be able to catch him.
Yeah, a chance to find some success with the sniper rifle, though. Setting up man 2, that's something. He pulls one back, still a man disadvantage here, but he's got control of A. Funneling them in towards B, where 2 rifles are ready and waiting. They're going to have to go massive here as they commit in through Monster.
A little grenade to tickle Crimbo. That's kind of annoying. Fighting them really broken out, and you're already losing health.
No.
Ooh, what a save! They might have been sprayed down. They were nearly lined up, and Process is going to go down instead. Mantu out hunting. You said he had to be a little bit careful with the AWP, but he's fighting for his team right now, trying to make himself a real nuisance, but instead, Tess is going to be able to take him down. 23 kills on Tess at the moment. Crimbo, they know where he is.
Yeah. Tess is putting on a bit of a clinic right now. He seems to be everywhere on the map, always behind enemy lines. And Crimbo actually has an interesting spot here. They might line up for him. Might be the operative word, as Heroic confirm their status of being on fire. 5 rounds in a row, map points on their opponent's pick. This is about the scoreline we expected, Anders. If we want to be realistic for a second, this is the first event with Mansu playing. This is the first event where they're speaking English instead of German.
True.
There's going to be a lot of compromises here when you're playing against the world's #1 team.
Didn't do the nature boot camp either.
Didn't do a nature boot camp, and bear in mind, like you said, Heroic they're one of the few teams you can watch a demo without the names on. You could identify it's Heroic in the server, right?
Definitely true.
So their aggressive CT sides, the fact that they don't let you do anything, that is smothering you every single round, it's very difficult to play against that as a new team, right? So they've done well. The rounds they have won, they've shown some good fundamentals. It was good to see Mantu performing well, and this is the best of 3 as well, bear in mind. We still have potentially 2 more maps to go. It just looks like Heroic have got this one in the bag, I would say. But
it does. It's one of those things, though, where you know, you're not walking away from this game thinking, wow, this looks like a miserable configuration of players.
Absolutely
You're
not.
walking away thinking, okay, there's something here to play with. I feel like this the same kind of thing with Complexity. I mean, they obviously won their game yesterday, but you look at it, you think, wow, this actually, if this is the starting point, okay.
That's what we said, even though they lost the first map. We were commending them for their T sides, like the way they were operating as a squad, and the way the set pieces were looking. Like, there's always something to take away from the game, regardless of the scoreline at the top. But yeah, for sure, this has not been a bad performance by Big, and still plenty of rounds. They could still get to double digits. You never know. We're a very difficult round number 23, however, as they have a couple of MP9s to the FAMAS, no kits. Barely any utility as Sjuush will open things up. Finds Mantu, a key scalp in the grander scheme of things, and they're starting to push and probe towards Long. Slowly but surely making their way in towards the A bomb site. The bomb is there as well. Crimbo in front of the site. Sin will rotate. And a perfect position for Sjuush. He's set up for a couple of kills here.
Yeah, as aggressive as they are on the CT side, they are ready for CT side aggression themselves. You can see Jabbi down in the connector as well. He was super ready. Sjuush going to be able to find a 3rd killer. That pretty much confirms it here. Sin and Crimbo are left 2 versus 5. And with 40 seconds left, plenty of time for Heroic to make up their minds. Eventually, I mean, I don't know. I don't blame Big for this. They have to roll the dice and hope that they relocate to the right bomb site, but it's gone the other way.
Yeah, well, you've kind of put it out there. This is all they can do. It's a 5-on-2. Hope for the best here. That's all you can really bring to the table. It looks like a job done. Heroic should get this bomb planted, no problem. A chance for had the stats a little bit, a couple of frags, but surely no way they make this one work in the 4-on-2.
Yeah, even Crimbo dropping real low in that first battle. So with the bomb down and everything else, it's just a matter of finding a way to close it out here. Heroic with a really strong beginning. Opening game, and it's a 16-7 on Overpass. It's the map pick of Big, but it didn't really work out in their favor. So yeah, Heroic, I think many people expected it was going to be something like this, and it definitely was. So yeah, impressive stuff.
I thought it was a
T side. Heroic on the T side, and with Heroic already being up an entire map, this is backs to the wall for Big. They need to come up with something nice here.
Just a competitive game, I would say, would be more than we would expect. But we'll see what they can make of it. As you can probably imagine, the pistol would be lovely to pick up here on the CT side. Mansu hunting for a bit of info there at the start. As Stown and co start to probe and pushing towards Banana. 2-man setup here. Taps in, tucked in towards the sandbags, playing anti-flash right now. Process there on the corner with a Sin flashbang towards Coffin. So they're going to try and fight for control here.
1 HE. Probably fine even if it's just one player, but obviously if it's a full team swing on the other side, you land that HE right on top of them, it actually could be a lot of fun.
You can see it's very passive towards middle from Big here. Mansu tucked away on the bomb side. Crimbo patrolling short from the pit as mid control is garnered. Heroic still have a smoke and a flash. Down with banana control. They don't have to commit to a particular area just yet. This is actually looking quite nice for them.
They're getting really close, and the way that Big are set up, even the rotation through banana is going to be a long ways away. This double setup at the A-bomb side is looking very vulnerable at the moment.
Banana split potential. Extra creamy, Anders, just the way you like it.
Yes, it is. You're not wrong. Oh, this could end up really hurting Big. I don't think they're going to be ready for it. Rotate. Now they're realizing, yes, Summon is up. A little bit of a flash. That's a good improvisation, and they're going to take the early fight. Bomb is on the ground. Tesses, though, good return, and the pressure is on. There's only 23 seconds left in the round.
Yeah, but Heroic haven't exactly capitalized upon this position they've found, but there it is. A couple of kills are picked up. Bomb should be planted here. Massive frag for Stown as he brings it down to the 3 versus 1 here. So, tactically, the perfect call from Heroic. A little bit uncomfortable. It was a good reaction from Big, as you mentioned, but Crimbo not done just yet. He finds the first kill in this 3-on-1. No kit to speak of, but he has got 100 HP. 2 players to find and then swung at the same time. Great call. Don't allow him to try and work a pick there, and it will be Heroic with a very impressive understanding of the mid-rounds there. Not rushing the situation, getting full mid control, leaving Stown towards banana as well. The world was their oyster at that point. They opted for the B split, but as you mentioned, a good reaction and some nice shots coming in the CTs. They were out of position and out of control, and they managed to at least make it a little bit uncomfortable. But Cadian and co picking things up. A nice double swing to finish things off as they go 1-0, and a force buy in response, as you might expect on Inferno. You try and treat it like a gun round. It's all about the utility here, and maybe a Mansu headshot, but he catches a flashbang to the face.
It's an impressive amount of calm on the Heroic side. When there's like 14 seconds left, they're still kind of fighting people in the B-bomb side, but they don't look stressed at all. They were just chilling. Not so much in this round. They run right into an HE. That's one hell of a nade that lands on top of Cadian. Looked like he almost blocked the rest of the team from getting blown up, I suppose. Cross is trying to make a little bit of a run for it, but runs to the map 10 instead. So 4 versus 5 here. Tabson trying to do something with the pistols. Not really going to be working out. And the scouts on the wrong side of the smoke. Not much you could do there. I mean, you can try and no-scope a couple of shots through, but ultimately, might just be better to save the weapons here and walk away from it.
Yeah, you might be right. You might as well. It doesn't feel great saving pistols, but throwing them away, not a lot better. So we will see a clean sweep here from Heroic. You don't necessarily have to go hunting for kills either. You know they've just saved the pistols. Nice little beat finish there. Process and Tabson taken down. No real pushback, a little bit of damage inflicted, but that's about it. All 5 players exiting through the banana. So it is the nightmare start for Big. Not completely over in the next round. They saved 3 weapons here. They've got the Scout, a couple of Deagles. Sin doesn't have armor though, so they won't be able to bring much more to the table, unfortunately, but still a fighting chance, I suppose, with the Scout. Maybe they can make it an expensive round going forward.
Yeah,
there
that's what you love.
Yeah, it's confirmed. Heroic with the idyllic start.
Wild that he got that first kill, but here we go. A little bit of pressure being applied from Shush early on. He's just running up to the corner, and even if he doesn't actually catch anyone immediately, he's still looking for the battle. Scouts on the other side now just falling away. I think if he'd beat that corner Shush, he probably just wins that fight straight up. Now, a little bit more doable for Mantu. He's put some distance between the two of them, and they're going to be burning out Process in the corner. 2 USPs on the other side. Absolutely nothing they can do here. They're going to get shut down, and this is looking very comfortable right now. Even if they're running into the stack, it doesn't even really seem like it matters at the moment.
Well, the first kill is found at least. Can they get a couple more? That would be ideal. 1 minute on the clock. Mansu in towards the pit, but he is being surrounded right now. Yabi in towards the apartments, and players encroaching from short as well. Mansu is trying to land anything here. Could take down Stown and Cadian with body shots. They're going to nade him out of the pit, though. No armor to speak of, so could be in a lot of trouble here. First shot connects from Tesses. And Mansu is trying to find a consolation frag, I would say. It has to be a no-scope at this point. Overwhelmed and taken down. Just Sin remaining, and he is quite far removed from the situation.
Yeah, he got the Deagle earlier, but not much more than that it will be. Seems like he's just going to be, maybe maneuvering around looking for an exit or two. You can guess that some of them will be exiting because you did a little bit of damage, and the radius on Inferno is just so large with the bomb at the moment that they have to try and clear out of there. So he's just hoping that he's going to find the right angle. Doesn't maybe seem like not even close. They're going to be all going the other way. So, 3-0 in favor of Heroic. They're off to a brilliant start here. Big probably were dreaming that it was going to go the other way, but we'll see what happens once they pick up the rifles in the next round. I guess that's their first test that will really come Heroic's way.
2 MAC-10s, though, in the hands of Cadian and Stown. So when we talk about bonus round, it's just very difficult to play against because you've already forced sport in the second. You want to have a full buy. You want to have your AWPs, full array of utility. Just, you know, Sin goes down there as well. They can get a full buy here, but a couple of players might not have helmets, for example. So we'll see if they ace. Pounce-like, as you can see, if you can overwhelm defending CTs.
That's scary. The lack of helmets, I think, is really worth highlighting. It's something to always look for at the beginning of the round whenever you see those lower weapons coming out.
No, it's a really big deal here.
Because a MAC-10 is an insane weapon if you can basically just run people down, and the aim punch will do all the work.
Let's have a look. So tabseN doesn't have the helmet. Who else is with him? Process also doesn't as well. So defending B against those close-range weapons, that could be a real problem. We'll see.
Sort of weapon that, you know, people jump around a corner with, and it's just hell, isn't it?
They'll be jumping in with the flashes as you're turning.
Yeah.
And you've got the running gun potential. You can shoot and jump at the same time, you know.
But it's a difficult choice to make because if they want helmets, then they would have been lacking many grenades.
Yep.
And that's probably also not a good
That's why
thing.
the bonus round is just so deadly to play against. Like, you don't want your opponent to have that cleaner game to kick things off, especially on the CT side.
Let's see how good the Molotov is going to be here, because if you land the Molotov, that kind of burns both sides of the box all the way in the back. They're one boosted up, but yeah, that could be real tricky. Smoke on the one side, but it is a triple setup. Smoke for Dark, and it doesn't actually burn the top of the box at all. It's for Oranges instead. This defense is looking rock solid at the moment. Helmets are not. They're shutting it down. tabseN with a double, and Sin gets one, and they are just repelled completely. Heroic sent packing.
Well, there it is. The B execution didn't finish the way they would like. As you mentioned, that Molotov not spreading on top of the boosted player. And that was pretty much everything. Solid hold from Big there. Didn't really give anything away against the MAC-10s. As I mentioned, it's difficult to take much away from that round, considering it's, like I said, a bonus round. It plays a little bit differently than the gun rounds here. It's not a big deal for Heroic. They still save the AWP and a rifle as well, so they'll be fully buying into the next round, of course. But this is where the half really begins now for Big. They need to string a few rounds to get
a good call out of the big camp as well. Because normally there wouldn't be that many, but yeah, they understood something about the round that really helped them out. Yeah, Mantu ready for that one. Cadian looked like he was expecting a second Molotov maybe to land on him, but instead it's the AWP ready and waiting for him. Good return from Jabbi, though, to take down Sin, and it's right back into a 4-on-4 here.
Well handled from Heroic. Great reaction. Didn't even give them a chance to adjust to the advantage they found. Mantu alone towards B for now, as his teammate will drop towards A. What's the reaction here? He holds the corner for now. Could be flashed off. Could be smoked as well. Flash comes through and they know exactly where he is. So he can throw a smoke, sure, but what really else can he do? A decent grenade. Barely touches them. I think you have to give this one up. It's done.
Yeah. Such a good call. The jump and flash at the same time, and the instant smoke behind him.
And we saw that yesterday. Playing alone with the AWP towards B, it's great. If it works, if you land that first shot, you're in business. As soon as you miss it, though, and you're scrambling back towards spawn or coffins, or sometimes first oranges we saw yesterday, they know exactly where you are, and they're going to throw everything they've got at you. So it all comes down to that first shot. It's a high-pressure position, and unfortunately, Heroic are able to flash him out, send him packing, but fortunately, Mantu does survive, so not all is lost, but the hunt looks like it might be on.
They're really aggressive with this. This is quite interesting. A boost up on top. He does see the shadow, so he's going to know at the very least. Good shot for tabseN, and they're going to be careful. They don't have that much money themselves, so if they throw too much away here, hunting after the bomb has actually already exploded, it might be a little bit tricky, and they're not going to keep it going, so I guess a little bit of a trade. At
so Heroic up 4-1 now, looking very comfortable. Mantu has been active at the start of these rounds, known as a more passive AWPer generally, but he's been quite active and assertive, I would say, at the start. This time doesn't find the first pick. It's down, looking to do just that. He'll be taken out of position, though, as alone, not feeling comfortable. Will fall back behind the smoke, allowing Big to have control of Banana, or at least for now. Smoke down towards Arch from TeSeS. In the tip of the spear, time and time again. Great at finding these openings, and Mantu repositions back towards quad this time.
I really like the flavor that Mantu's brought so far. Good little flick there to take down TeSeS, but he just can't commit to the fight once again. He's just edged into the corner. No way out of that one. Sjuush will take him down. And Crimbo playing right at the edge of the smoke. They don't know that he's there yet, and he's going to be able to get the free kill on that one. Good return. Jabbi trying to see if he could get that one, but Crimbo's absolutely ready. And Cadian, 1 versus 4. Nothing to do with the 50 seconds here.
Well, there we have it. Crimbo saving the day there. A difficult position to play right in front of the apartment door. You're taking a risk. You know the swing's coming eventually. Got to be ready for it. And was he ever? 90-degree flick. Takes down 2 players, and he looks like he's got the 3rd as well. Excellent round. Just what Big needed here. Delivered by one of their stars, Crimbo. And 4 players survive as well, Anders. That's very, very important. And we made Mac 10 for TeSeS and Shush down to a Tech 9. Now, Big can win this. It might get them a couple.
I really like the style that Mantu's trying to play. I feel like there's so little space for being a very, very passive AWPer nowadays, because I think the chances are you're just going to have almost no impact. So, a little bit of an attempt. Crimbo's going to be out hunting, and he'll find TeSeS. And with the smoke still down in the middle, deep grenade. That might actually do a bit of damage. Nicely done. Big being the more assertive team right now and putting a little bit of pressure on Heroic. You like to see that. Yeah, Yabby would have loved to have found a free one. But not going to be possible. Crimbo back in his original position.
So, what's the response here, Anders? We've got 1 player deep in the apartments. That's Yabby right now. His teammates actually making their way up Banana. So does he want to go for the backstab here or show presence and try and keep them on this side of the map?
Crimbo intentionally doing the drop down to make noise and then goes back up into the same position, hoping that when Yabby, if he turns the corner, he's not going to be quite ready for it. And, oh, there we go.
I heard him.
Yeah, definitely knows. Crimbo's playing this position really nice. A lot of small tricks here to try and mess up Yabby's chances. 30 seconds.
He's actually repositioned to a very nice spot as well, playing under the quad. He's hitting all of his shots. Why not? Lock them down at the choke point here. 20 seconds remaining. I think he's on for a few here, Anders.
Yeah, he should be. A little bit of a labored spray at the beginning, so just the 1 kill. Good return for Stown, but down to 12 seconds. They can't make any mistakes, and they're not right now. No. Stown comes in with a stunning headshot to take down Mantu, and just like that, the bomb is planted, and Big are already exiting the round. What a turnaround. That looked so winnable for Big. That's one that really hurts.
And like I said, Crimbo, you understand why he's in that heads-up position. He's playing well. He's feeling confident. But the fact he goes down with 1, it means he can't get the 1 kill, slow them down, call for the crossfire. He is really committed. He needed multiple frags there. So I don't hate the position, but the fact he only gets 1, that's the reason it all falls apart, and he's been playing so well. He even gets a double kill in that round, so needed a bit more out of his teammates there, but he was pretty committed. And we see them head back in towards the A side. It all falls apart, and Big have to save once again. But they will save 3 weapons. Like, it's not the end of the world. That was the reason it all falls apart. Round A. As mentioned, they saved 3 weapons. Got a Mantu AWP. He's on 2 and 4 right now. He's had a couple of decent picks, but needs to really come online here to shut down this heroic assault we're seeing so far on Inferno.
Yeah, and once again, the money's in a really questionable spot for Big, so it's cool that they can put a little bit together here. They're still in the AK as well, but man, they need to really go on a bit of a run. Just shuffling back and forth his crosses at the sandbags. Wide swing for Stown on the other side, but good little volley of bullets coming out to take him down. You like to see it. 4 versus 5 now, and Heroic look like they're giving up on Banana. They're just saying, you know what, let's not try and do this. 3 people committed to the B bomb site, so once again, Heroic could do what they did last round. If they find this kill, and they will, Mantu's going to get edged out. Leaves it up to Crimbo. This had better be one hell of a triple. Otherwise, his teammates probably can't even get there in time. He needs to do this on his own right now. Flash is coming through, and he gets mowed down. And again, Big, they're sort of angling for the retake here, but they got to be really careful. If they lose these rifles, they'll have nothing in the next round.
Well, still a chance here. I was about to say maybe this is another save. They need to start finding some rounds. Tabson will be dropped, courtesy of the AWP. Yabby primed for this kill toward the apartment. Absolutely nails it. Gets dinked on roots, but comes out on top. And Sim will have no choice but to fall back. 6-2 overall. And we will see Heroic there shutting down. Once again, it's that solo short player. All in with the AWP. As soon as he misses that first shot, like he was committed towards the quad side as well. There's no backup. There's no way to fall back. And yeah, his teammate Crimbo also dropped on the side there. So they're kind of stuck between both ideas of holding middle, like an aggressive crossfire manner, and then falling back towards more passive spots on the side, but not really synergizing.
It's not a lot to go off of, but they can't, right? They're not in a position to play off each other at all.
They really weren't. You can see that was evident there. Just solo fights, doing their best, but outnumbered, outgunned. We see round 9 come through. Crimbo aggressive in the apartments right now on the CT side, trying to make something happen here. Hoping he can find an opening.
Out trash talked as well.
Yeah, true. That's a good point.
I can't imagine German trash talking. Like, they're much too polite, I feel like.
Well, they like some yelling, some cheering, but I think that's about it, yeah. You're right.
Maybe Mantu can help them on that front, too, you know. I'm sure.
I'm sure he could. He seems like he's got the kind of British accent to him a little bit as well, so it kind of sue him.
It helps.
Talking some shit. That's all we were good at in CS, really.
Yeah.
Or shouting.
They had Smooya earlier. He must have taught them something.
True, actually, good point. Well, here we go. 50 seconds remaining, ladies and gents. We've got a 5-on-5 ahead of us. All of these rounds at this stage feel like must win for Big, really. Like, they need to find some footing here. Fully invested once again. 5 rifles, courtesy of the save on Crimbo with that AK. It's down, trying to open things up. He's alone, though, bear in mind. It's that 4-1 mentality that Heroic is so good at, because they apply just enough pressure, keep you interested, while everyone else is committing on the other side of the map. Big are scrambling as the wrap towards the A side comes through. 20 seconds here.
If the first kill goes to Heroic, this defense is done. They need to hold tight right now, and they are. Mantu and Sin, good little setup here. We're in only 12 seconds left. This has fallen apart for Heroic, in spite of the fact that they had a very deep angle against this attack. Stown is going to be the last one left, but even with the kill here, it shouldn't be possible. The bomb is just so far away, and he's realized as well. Just going to walk a bit closer. He could make it expensive and try and find another one, but instead he's going to get caught trying to save the AWP. So that round is so much closer than it seems. I almost guarantee if instead Heroic find
AKs in the hands of Cadian and Stown, and we'll see what else has been dropped. Pistols otherwise so far. There's the 3rd AK. So maybe a Deagle for Shush here. So still, we know how good these guys are with the Deagles. And along the fact they've got 3 AKs to go with it, still a very precarious round for Big. Need to convert this one cleanly as they are fully invested themselves. Swing round on either side. Both teams fully invested here.
Yeah, I mean, they really are in a very dangerous position. There's no doubt about it. Nobody, I guess Crimbo's playing really well once again. Sin is there a little bit earlier, but they're lacking that really big stopping power. You see someone like Stown in that previous round. You know, after the round was almost lost, he still got 3 kills. He's up to 9 in total. They need to shut down Heroic in this round. They need to build an economy. I mean, some of the fundamentals that we like to see on the CT side, they haven't even really got there yet, Big. But now it's an opportunity. Crimbo's walking forward. He's going to catch the first one for free. A little bit of a return to Tech9. Perfect angle for that kind of a swing. Mantu turning around for the flash. He does get dinked, and it will go down eventually. Sin on the graveyard, and he's going to get wrecked as well. And Stown just unstoppable in this round. And I think they've already heard the run back. I think Cadian's called it in, saying they're on the run.
So, do they commit everyone to the hunt? Surely a player stays with the bomb, but maybe they've heard both sets of footsteps here. Looks like everyone's committed. And it's because it's a massive round here. As we said, both teams fully invested. They're aware of it. Look at the loss bonus. Both teams are first stage here. There's been some back and forth rounds. So this is huge. There'll only be $1,900 for Big going into that next round. So they take down these 2 rifles, they'll have nothing. And they might even have to force buy because they'll be in such a rough spot.
Yeah, Cadian got dinked, so he thought, you know, it's not worth it. I guess Shush could go hunting on his own, but it's very hard for him to know where to look in the bomb site.
Yeah, it looks like they've done enough to keep these rifles up at least. There it is, $1,900.
Just be the fact that they've got this new lineup, that it's taken a while. They just want to get the basics in before they start doing some of the real tricky stuff. But there weren't a lot of interesting setups like that, like really tricky grenade setups or anything like that. It was missing a little bit from the first map.
So here's the first boost.
Yes.
It's all right. They can redeploy that one. So this is either the G2 boost or the phase boost, whichever way you want to look at it, really. Depending on which side. But it always is good for a kill. You can see over the smoke, it is pre-fired quite often, but still the CT seem to come out on top.
Yeah, the problem is, right, if you get the first kill on the T side, though, you know everything you need to. I think Stown realizes, so confirming at least 2 of the players.
Yeah, that's the absolute best way to deal with that, isn't it? Give them no chance to hit you, but bait out a shot and completely disrupt the defense. So that's massive from Stown. He knows at least one of the M4s on that side of the map. And we got Yabi, of course, a 4-1 setup again, just showing presence, keeping the doubts in their mind. We shouldn't rotate. There's a smoke here. There's footsteps. But the commitment towards B is looking likely here. 3 players at the mouth of the bomb site. Bombers at the back as well. It's on the back of Tessus, who's throwing flashbangs right now. They need to be careful of this boost, and Mantu's still up there. He's got a chance of doing some damage here. Hasn't got the best weapon for the job, but does find one. Cadian pulls it back, and there's 3 CTs in spawn to deal with.
Oh, some shots coming through as well, but one of the M4's down there. 15 seconds left. They're trying to get that bomb planted, but Yabi's still quite far away. They're a little bit panicked at the moment, trying to do it again, but surely they're getting through. Shush, trying to hold on to the bomb is planted, and the spray is nearly good enough. Yabi's surely going to be able to win this one. What a close round for Crimbo. How do you do this? How do you actually stop this bomb from going off?
He hasn't got a kid, Anders. I'm not sure there is a way. He'd have to go for the fake defuse, bait him out.
Idea. He has no idea. He thought Yabi was inside of the bomb site.
Yeah.
Because to be honest, it was unlikely that he was going to be so far away. That could have gone
all this time. Maybe trying to focus towards the apartments and just attack the other side of the map here. Cadian with the AWP. Molotov out of position, though. Takes 40 damage en route. They will reset and focus their efforts back towards middle by the looks of things.
Yeah, desperate times. You're absolutely right. How do you bring this back? It's just... I mean, we did have the warning early, obviously, with the fact that Heroic under the #1 team in the world, and you got big with a new lineup, way lower on the ranking. Just could have been this one-sided, but you would still have loved to have seen big with a little bit more success. And so far, it's been missing from the game. Crimbo's at 11 right now. That's good. That's tied up with Stown. It's actually pretty impressive the way that this is played out. But Heroic, they're getting a lot of space, right? There's not been many battles here where big, let's say, win top mid outright or win banana and can force Heroic to go anywhere. Like, they're going wherever they want, basically. That, though, is a good start.
That is a very nice grenade. Does about 100 damage as they breach the middle area. It's Crimbo and Sin to defend this wraparound once again, and they managed to do it before. It was very impressive. But here they come once again. Tessus looking to find the opening frag. Won't happen. He'll be dropped early, and Sin just mowing them down here from the pit position, looking for the quad kill. It won't matter either way. Just 4 players against Cadian here, and there it is, a very clean finish. And Heroic, second time that wrap hasn't worked out for them.
Sin's going to be stealing the headline, and for good reason, but that was ice cold from Mantu, who was playing on the...
You've got the silenced M4 in the pit. He got 3 kills, but only one of them was a headshot. He didn't have to do too much damage there. So that was a massive grenade.
Yeah, that's really sick.
We've just got the pistols here. It's actually going to be a 4-spy for Heroic. So an AK out in the hands of Tessus and Cadian, and 3 pistols otherwise. And looks to be maybe just a straight-up B finish. It's that 4-1 setup, but Yabi's coming back quickly.
It's only, well, 2 AKs and pistol, but they invested everything. So the truth is, Big could be looking at 7 rounds. If they win this one, they probably win the next one too. Bomb plant could make a difference, I suppose, but Heroic, if they lose this one, they're going to be quite poor for the rest of the half. And suddenly there is a way to actually make this work. So it's a bit interesting. Process taking a little bit of damage. Boost on the T side of things to try and pick that one up with. And a very classic setup. But I like this from Big, though. They are aggressive in middle, so they're going to know what's happening. At least they have a couple of eyes on this.
So, 45 seconds, Anders. Mantu with full vision towards middle, but his teammate's been dropped towards quad. They found a kill. It's still under control here. Nice incendiary, but Stown gets a double. The P250 overwhelms. We have got Process in position. It needs the double kill, and he'll deliver. Brings it back into a man advantage for Big. 30 seconds here, but still very precarious. Sin in the same position, looking for multiple frags, and lovely shot as he drops down towards the pit.
Yeah, Tessus can guess where he is, but he can't really force him to take the fight here. He's going to stand up, probably just keep it cool. Backup is going to be coming in. It's Process to take the kill. Very well done. Process definitely saving them in that one. Otherwise, Sin would have been alone against 3 or 4 people. You don't want to see that, really.
This is the full eco for sure. P250s, couple of flashes, pick up the pace, see if you can thread the needle. We'll take a very, very effective flashbang to cause a dent in this round, but it's deployed. It's Mantu this time, nailing the first shot, finds his 8th frag, and Sin in a perfect position to add to his total as well. And armored players in front of him, Crimbo jumping at the chance to get involved here. I'll try and make their way through CT spawn, but the round's already tied up here. It's just a question as to who will find these last couple of frags, and there we have it. It's going to be Tabson and Crimbo in a very clean round. They've got money either way for the final round here, number 15, and not so much for Heroic. A couple of players will have to make do with Galils as we will see the scoreline come to 8-6. So Heroic have won the half here, but you have to say, Anders, Big have done a pretty good job of getting back into this one. It was looking very bleak at one stage. They were, I believe, 8-3 down before they actually came online with 3 rounds in a row.
Yeah, a couple of things that have really suddenly worked out, which is, I wasn't really expecting it. They looked like they were teetering on the edge of losing the economy again on Big. So, yeah, getting up to 6 is not bad. A 7th would be... I think we've got a real game in our hands if we can get there. That's what you'd like to see. Boost, they tried it once before and it worked out last time. This time, they've almost lost Mantu in the mix. Very scary still. This Process is out in front of the sandbags and they're hunting for him. They want to see if they can find him. They know exactly where he is. He is surely dead. And because Mantu's so low, he can't really help out that much either. Gonna step out to take the swing there, and a good shot from tabseN, but it might not be enough. 3 versus 3, but the bomb is surely going to be going down here.
Well, there it is. The cross toward the bomb site here. Mantu firing off speculative shots. Will have to reload the orb at this stage as they make their way towards ruins. The retake is on. All 3 players coming in from the CT spawn area. No utility left on the T side here, so those have to be straight up headshots. And there's lots of grenades available for the CT side. Mantu to lead the charge.
Oh, good shot. Even low on health. He's doing so much work at the moment. Stavn and Cadian are left, and, well, pick that up. It's Cadian now just all on his own. Very low on Mantu and Sin. They're trying to get in there. Straight headshot. The spray continues. Mantu, how does he dodge all those bullets? With a kit in their back pocket, they're going to get the 7th round at the end. Real well done. 8-7. Like Heroic were just cruising to the finish line. It's been slowed down quite a bit, so really curious to see how this will play out. 3rd map would be Vertigo. What a map to throw into the mix. A battle in the middle continues. It's 3 people peeking at the same time for Heroic, and it's too much for tabseN to handle. He's going to be going down. Nobody there to help him out, unfortunately. So, nice little pick off at the start of the round, favoring Heroic.
Yeah, it's very nice. Little gambit at the start to sabotage whatever default or execution they had in mind here. Sin, just trying to bet out some utility towards the B side. You can see his teammates set up towards the apartments. 3 of them ready and waiting. The flashbang's been deployed. He's up to Sjuush to try and find the first kill. And the bomb goes down. They've got all the information they could possibly need. And the rotations are coming through for Heroic.
And look at Sjuush just playing for time. Oh my god, playing for the headshots as well. Takes down Sin. It's an absolute clinic for Sjuush.
That is a beauty of a pistol round there. Sjuush has just blown them out of the water. No bomb plant found. Barely any damage. As mentioned, no bomb plants. They'll be buying in the 3rd. Glocks across the board. Not really much you can do with this one. Even a kill will be considered somewhat of a success. But do they know the Process is already here? Apparently not. He might find the opening frag. Does good damage, but can't get the killing blow on towards jabbing.
It's a rare sight when you see 5 Glocks. It pretty much never happens, I feel. There's always someone who's tempted to go for something, but Big keeping it tight in this one. Gonna get a kill on the Sjuush, so a little bit of revenge for the pistol round. Mantu on his own. Gonna get discovered sooner or later. And oh, okay. Glocks are doing real work. Even a dink on the Stavn at the end. But it doesn't change the fact it's gonna be a 10-7 scoreline here, so nice 3-round lead for the Dane.
Yeah, it's a bit of a gimme round, you know. As you would expect. Might want to slow it down a bit more, try and bait those grenades, but it can be a little bit boring. So either way, it's absolutely fine. They are going to be bringing out the AKs in full force here. Crimbo's got a Tech 9 for now, saving a bit of cash. Wondering if he's going to be throwing himself in somewhere, or he knows he won't be long for this world. He had enough for an AK-47, he still does. But we are going to see 4 players heading towards the apartment. This is some sort of set piece, Anders. They're moving with conviction here. Yeah, this is something they've got in the strap book.
I love to see it. This is why Big is a fun team to watch, even at the worst of times. It feels like they all get something planned, and they're going to try and explode out into the pit. Nice position for TeSeS on that submachine gun. Going to be taking 2 big kills, and whatever they were planning, it's been slowed down so much. Well, they needed the initial part of that push to really work.
That answers the question, though, right? Crimbo knew he'd be throwing himself out there with the suicide play, jumping out of the Tech 9, looking to take the crosshairs away from his teammates. We'll just slow it down for a second. There is a chance Mantu can maybe do something with this one. Remember, the bomb's down in the apartment. That's unlikely. And there it is. The killing blow comes through. So, yeah, like we said, it was a set piece from the very get-go, boosting a player in second middle, giving them the chance to throw very effective here.
I do like the attempt to try and go for the fast A play like that early on, because it is, once again, really common for the CT side to have 3 people at the B bomb side, even just to throw grenades around. So if you execute into the A bomb side that early, sometimes you'll find the CTs kind of only starting to rotate back even to the A bomb side, and there should be 2 people there. So could have been a nice timing for them, but it wasn't this time. 1 AK on Crimbo and some scattered pistols on the rest of them. 11-7. It's not that it's a huge gap, but man, they are playing heroic. So even closing this gap is going to be very difficult.
They've really set the tone for the second half as well. Like, the 3 rounds they found here have been phenomenal. Like, they've had some really impressive setups, good understanding of what they're up against, and not really panicking at all, barely giving up any frags, you know. So it's difficult to imagine a world where Big can turn this series around. But like we said, it's their first event playing in English, a new player as well, up against the #1 team in the world. It's still been a decent showing, and they still can do something with this map. It's not over as we see them commit potentially towards quad, not feeling it. Got to see if they can find some luck elsewhere, this time towards Arch.
Cadian could have got killed in the middle. That was a real moment there where he was just looking into Boiler instead of middle. And there was an AK creeping around out there. So far, no bullets really fired. First one hunts it down, process, and Stouns on the other side. Him and Shush, I mean, they've really been defending this bomb site very well at the moment.
Well, Mansu knows there's nothing he can really do, and he probably wants to die as well, as counterintuitive as that sounds. Wants to ensure he gets money for the next, and it will be 12-7. Heroic with another very well-handled round there. Only one player goes down, courtesy of a nice Deagle shot, but here we go, round 20.
17 kills, Tess is at 12, Shush is at 11. They just got it. And all of those players are playing on the A bomb side right now. This is just, the hardest hitting players. And the problem is, obviously, go B, you're running into Cadian on that AWP, and it's a much more choked up part of the map. So pick your poison. It looks like they do want to try at least clearing out Banana. It's a good strategy. Big never really tried hard to defend Banana at all, right? They were more defending inside of the bomb, which is fine. Some teams just prefer that, but you get some tactical advantages from the CT side if you can actually win the Banana fight.
It's true. There are some compromises, I suppose. If you do have to fall back, you are lacking utility for the final hold. So yeah, it is a double-edged sword in some regard, but we've got the orb this time for Cadian, waiting in CT spawn here. They've done well to take him off the more aggressive lines here, so he doesn't have full information. You can see them just boosting behind the smoke now, seeing if a retake will come in from the CT side. Still a 5-on-5 for now, 40 seconds on the clock. I'm looking for a bit of mid-spacing here. We'll see if they can just creep up, hoping the Cadian is on the other side of the map still. They've got a player to deal with in the form of Stown, though. He's towards the quad and looking for multiple frags. Just the one found.
They nearly line up for him. Shush is back here. He still has a smoke just to try and buy a little bit of time. A flashbang as well. He's already put out the smoke, I think, and he run down Tessus in the site. Shush standing on his own, and he's doing a remarkable job. What a spray down. It's another quad kill for him in the same position as the pistol round, this time with a much more effective rifle, and that'll get the job done. 13-7.
He is enjoying himself out there right now. That feels...
Time soon.
So, even with the maximum loss bonus, they have not planted the bomb in this second half.
Ouch.
So, that means you get $3,400. Not really enough for a buy. Does enable you to bring these half buys consistently as though. So we'll see pistols, 1 AK. Tamsin's fully invested in Tessus.
Look at this.
He has full control. This is wild. He's looking down towards second middle. Looks like he's got a guaranteed frag here. That's Crimbo going down. He's already found the round pretty much there. Could have gone for a bit more, but this locks them in, forces them in towards B. Even while fully flashed, Cadian finds a timing and will extend the lead to a 5-on-3. Tessus, aggressive, of course, perfectly placed incendiary. This is just perfect CS right now. They're not really giving much away whatsoever.
They're really not. And we talked about it on Overpass already, how even on the CT sides, they are aggressive. They will push forward.
Yep.
This is a round where you could say they probably don't even need to do it. It's not necessary to win the round. If they waited around, they probably would have won anyway, but...
This is a bit of a statement performance, though. Just rubbing it in their faces, making sure they get nothing going on. They're still yet to plant the bomb after 6 rounds of flight.
It's not dreadful for Big, right?
No.
They are doing something here. I think it's just it's a bit of a mismatch in terms of probably where you could expect the big project team to be at the moment. 14-7. A little bit of a swing, good shot, and another one right through. Process going to be picking up Tessus as well. That's the round pretty much won. They should be able to do this, no problem. Rotation coming in from Heroic. They are ready with 2 people at the bomb site, but surely it's not going to be enough here. A little bit of a shot. They will get one. Molotov down, trying to buy some more space. Cadian, that's exactly the kind of play that he loves. And
I know.
oh my god.
There was a moment there, if he hits that second shot, you feel like the wheels just fall off for Big. But things stabilizing now. They've reset the round. They've got the bomb planted at A. Shush is on the other side of the map, so should be absolutely fine. Money is good as well for Heroic. They went for a bit of a three-man push down Banana. Got completely wrecked. Process with all three, I believe. So great stuff from him.
End of the last season, we're making a little bit of fun of Cadian, saying that he was suffering from main character syndrome. But in a way, I do expect that that's kind of what he's thinking in that moment. Like, he's the star of his own action movie, and that he's like, I will throw down the Molotov, push through the smoke, get 1 or 2 more kills, and
I don't know.
We've seen him do it.
I was convinced. I thought if he hit that second shot, all bets are off. They could still win that round. It was close as well. But
I think it's sick. Like, I don't mind if he's the main character in his own movie. I think that's great, you know.
That is quite good. I like that. So, wasn't necessarily down to their tactical approach, but Big will be picking up round number 22. It was all on excursion down towards, and we will see Cadian once again. Look at that opening pick. Down as well, finds the AWP, and he has all the time in the world to find the kill. Nice response from Crimbo, has to be said. 4 on 4 technically favors the T side this early on. Oh, big nade though.
Ouch, yeah, you don't want to see that. And they're not going to commit to the fight, though, Heroic. They're happy to just leave it at that. Good smoke to slow them down. A little bit of noise being made. Process, he's going to get flashed through. That's crazy. He almost goes down, but he has made his way through only for a second. Yabby's there, and they line up for Tessus. You could see that coming. They try to swing against Yabby, and that's where the entire focus is. No one was thinking about Tessus in that moment. And Crimbo, don't think there's much to be done here. The bomb is lost. And it's a 1 versus 3.
Well, I've been saying all day long, these are the sort of rounds he wins, Anders. It hasn't necessarily come to fruition so far, and yet again, it will slip by the wayside. Very, very difficult rounds. Wasn't in a good spot to win that.
Also, you see the other side of it, right? If you lose that fight, then there's not much to do to recover the round. So
that's a good point. Okay, then. So, could be the final round of the series, I'm afraid. This is the pick of Heroic. Managing to get 8 rounds in their T-side campaign. Been pretty flawless so far in the second half. They were up 6-0. Gave up a single round after that. Then back to their winning ways. Up against 4 AKs here. Galil for Sin. And this time, no aggression from the CT side to kick things off towards Banana. And Tapson actually taking pretty good territory considering the time. But a grenade is en route by the looks of things. Let himself know he needs to commit. Anders, thinking better of it. I think that's the correct decision. We'll see.
Yeah, there was a flash that was coming in there. Jiggles on either side. Tapson very low, and he's getting hunted. He's definitely dead. Nobody there that could support him. Probably could have thrown a flash or something to help him out, but they elected not to. Tessus goes down in return. It's not bad. It's still pretty much worth it here. 4 versus 4, and Yabby's real low on health. Yeah, this could work out. They're now working top mid. They win the fight, but they won't. Stound's going to be able to pick it up. It's 22nd kill. He's just been an unstoppable force in this bomb side. They haven't really been able to win any fights against him yet. They know that he's low, but Shush is holding the balcony. It's a new position for him as well.
Great shot from Cadian. Could be a couple closing moments here as we'll see a 3 versus 1 process. Not a whole lot to do, and there it is. A dominant performance from Heroic. They go 2-0. Truly world class across both maps. And commiserations to Big. I still think they